We're inside LVL, inside Temple Nightclub in Denver, Colorado. And I'm sitting here with Ashley, aka Queen Beats.
Hi.
She's known for doing house music, breaks music, and everything in between in shows that I've been playing, and they've been super duper nice. You've played many, many different venues around Denver. You're known for not just sticking around Denver, but you're also making a name for yourself very quickly. How long have you been in the scene just doing DJ stuff?
So I've been DJing for 5 years, but I've been in the scene for 15 plus years. I was just raving it up.
Yeah, there we go.
On the dance floor, getting inspiration.
Were there any notable acts that kind of influenced you to pursue DJing?
So honestly, the one act that totally made me want to do it was Bad Boy Bill.
Yeah.
At Skylab.
Nice.
And it was either 2007 or 2010, I can't remember. It was just one of those life-changing moments. So definitely Bad Boy Bill. I would say now DJ Dan is more of my inspiration.
Yeah.
I just technically like what he does.
My most notable show that you've played, with the exception of Beta, even that was a significant show, was when you played at the House of Ware for this little event we call Rave, Radical Audiovisual Experience, and it was thrown literally by just a few DJs in Denver. Well, that was very underground, to the point where you had to call a hotline to find out where day of it was going to be. So yeah,
it was a real early set, like 3 a.m.
What I noticed is it was a good rebound, because Adam kind of brought his trance posse, basically, and then you came on and then you threw it all, and it was amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, that was fun. That was a good show.
It was a good show. And you were very adamant about reading the crowd. That's one thing that I've noticed. You even kind of figured it out at Beta.
You can't really see the crowd from up there.
Right.
Or feel the vibes.
Yeah.
Especially like you used to at the old Beta, you know?
Right. And I think it was that proximity at the old Beta that a lot of people miss. That was one aspect that I really liked about Beta. Like you said, it's very intimate. It's right in the crowd.
Yeah, for sure.
How do you go about reading the crowd?
Honestly, I think I've always been kind of good at pinpointing people's music tastes. Even when I would bartend at old shitty bars, everyone always gave me money to put in the jukebox because I was it's just the thing I'm good at, honestly. Music is the one thing I know. I mean, you can tell, people start dancing, and if they don't like it, they kind of stop or get on their phone. The go-go dancers helped me a lot, in the beginning.
Really?
Because if I saw them flowing well, I knew I was flowing well.
That's cool.
If I saw them kind of catching up, then I knew that I was not doing well.
That's a really good way of measuring your crowd. You're using the club to your advantage.
Yeah.
You understand that there's house music and then there's faster tempo stuff, but you can mend between the two very well. And you have experience not just DJing house music, breaks music, but you also have experience DJing, I always call it hotel music.
Yeah.
That kind of, you used a certain word for it.
Elevator music.
Elevator music.
Yeah, that was one of my goals when I started, is to learn everything. I even play hip hop. I don't play it out.
Yeah.
But I play it at home. I love hip hop. I get a lot of inspiration from hip hop. They don't want to listen to the same thing all night, especially when you're drinking and you're having fun. You don't want it to be repetitive.
Yeah.
So I think being able to throw in other genres really helps.
Was there a genre of music that you kind of grew up with?
I listened to punk rock.
Oh, wow.
When I started entering the scene, to me everything was techno.
Right.
I didn't understand the subgenres.
Yeah.
It was all techno.
Yeah.
I realize now that I would listen to a lot of trance.
Okay.
A lot of drum and bass, a lot of jungle.
Yeah.
To be honest, when I was younger, my music taste was crap. I didn't know nothing about it.
Right.
I feel bad for my friends that I forced my playlists upon.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah.
But no, I'm pretty open-minded when it comes to music. I listen to everything from bluegrass to rock to 80s music to 50s music.
Yeah.
Just depends on my mood, honestly. I always freestyle.
Awesome.
Because I feel it has to be what you're feeling and it has to be what the crowd is feeling, and you don't know what that's going to be ahead of time.
Sure.
Anytime I've ever planned my set, I've failed miserably. I was thinking about it too much, rather than feeling it.
Yeah.
So I really try to put turn my mind off when I'm doing music.
Okay.
I want to feel it. Does this make me happy? Does it not make me happy?
Sure.
Does this make me dance? Does it not make me dance? Are people responding? Are they not responding? Actually, at that rave party, I definitely ended up playing a little harder than I had planned.
Yes.
I've kind of been waiting for that 3 a.m. warehouse spot where I can just bust out the dark ass techno.
Oh yeah.
You
actually have a very simple element that you bring to your appearance when you DJ, and that's wearing sunglasses. And oftentimes, I think yellow tinted tends to be one of your favorites.
Yeah.
I may just be defining one color, but I noticed the yellow right away. What inspired you to wear sunglasses on stage?
It's a nervous thing, honestly. Like, I hate being in the spotlight. Like, I would rather people just listening, like, don't look at me.
Yeah.
Like, it separates me from the crowd.
When I transitioned away from Blue Pulse around 2010, it was actually right after that show, I went under a moniker Buzzy. And I had this massive, it looked like a dead mouse head, but it was square, basically. It was a cube, and it looked like an electrical outlet in the front that was smiling. Daft Punk, obviously, before that, would wear masks. And it was to overcome social anxiety.
Yeah.
Is there a grace period where you just like leave me alone, or do you jump right into it?
I am actually super social. There is one thing though, I haven't had any of my family out to come see me yet.
Oh, okay.
So that is some social anxiety that I have.
Sure. Yeah.
I do plan on inviting them eventually. I'm a little more comfortable now. I think I'd be more comfortable with them being there.
Yeah.
I've always been like a costume person too. Like that's why I loved rave so much, is because you could just kind of wear whatever you wanted.
You're playing Pride Fest here. You're actually going to the auditions. I have no doubt that you're going to make it, but...
Oh, I'm a judge.
Oh, you're... You have a lot of DJs come in way before, because Pride Fest is in June. We're currently in March.
Yeah.
And you have a lot of DJs that want to play Pride Fest, particularly main stage. What do you judge them based off of? How do you go about saying that person would be a good fit, that person's not a good fit?
So we definitely judge them by their style of music, because there is a certain style at Pride. And we also judge them by their mixing ability, crowd reaction, and they have to absolutely be able to mix in between DJs.
Right. How long are they allowed up there to mix?
So they get 10 minutes, a minimum of 3 songs they have to mix, and then there's a second round.
My friend Michael went up there, and he was mixing on an S2 prior to that, and I think he saw CDJs for the very first time then.
Yeah, that's scary for sure.
Right. I was there, I was dancing like crazy. I was like, woo! I was giving it all,
awesome.
because like, it's my friend.
That's what you need. You need your bestie.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah. Shout out for besties.
Yeah, shout out Crystallion on Instagram. Find her. She's an Airbnb host. She's awesome.
Oh, sweet.
And then also Stylin' Sarah on Instagram. She's an awesome barber. She's been my best friend my whole life since I was like 5 years old. Yeah, they got my back. They were definitely there through all my train wrecks and all my mishaps, and they were front and center getting the crowd rallied for me.
We've come across multiple professions. For example, Walt, on the last episode, he revealed that he was a cyclist. He was actually an Olympic cyclist.
I didn't know that.
Right. And he saw Paul Oakenfold, and we literally have a shot of him saying, I want to do that. Jenny as well. She was a ballet dancer prior to DJing.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and so they all were introduced to the scene later on in their lives. It was still fresh, it was still a new thing, and not many people were DJs. You notice that there are many DJs.
Oh, everybody's a DJ now.
Everybody's a DJ, right?
Yes.
And so...
Grandmas, children.
Right! How do you overcome, how do you get your shows so that one of those DJs doesn't?
My motto in life has always just been keep it real on the battlefield. That's how people follow you. Like, you don't need to please everybody, you know, and I'm sure I don't please everybody.
Sure.
That's okay. Don't be a dick.
Right.
Someone actually gave me really good advice. He was an older DJ. He's been in the scene for many, many years. He said, one word of advice I can give you, be nice to people on your way up, because you're going to see them on your way back down.
Before this interview, we were talking a little bit about production. Do you think your DJing is influencing what you produce?
No, honestly. The first song that I made, I just kind of tried to go with what I was feeling.
Yeah.
And it came out nothing like what I play.
Really?
So that was kind of interesting. I've always wanted to create my own genre. I don't want to learn how to produce like someone else. If drum and bass and breaks and house music all had a baby, you know?
Oh, nice. Okay.
Somewhere where I fall, I would say. Maybe a weird uncle that was hip hop, you know?
Right, right.
But don't worry about what anybody says. Like, if you have a pencil and a desk, make a fucking beat, you know? If music is what you want to do, do it. Do not let shit like that hold you back.
Maybe some advice that you'd give a DJ about getting those connections.
You gotta be out. You just gotta find out where you want to be in the scene, and you gotta go there, and you gotta meet people, because in the nightlife business, if you're not seen, you're forgotten. You have to put in work, you have to put in time.
Right.
You have to become their friend, and then that's when they want to book you and have you out and help you. You know, you help them first.
Learn that from the 100. He'll come up to you and ask him hey, when do you actually want to go on and play?
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And that's where you actually make those connections, like you said.
Like you have to wake up and you have to be on your social media and you have to practice for 2 hours a day DJing and you have to produce for 2 hours and you have to go to work and you have to do all your other shit too. And you have to go out and you're gonna be fucking tired, but that's what it takes. You know?
A lot of people want to put in the work or, claim that they're gonna put the work in and then they get tired. And then, whoop, it falls away. I'm kind of curious about a show that you've been to. You were watching a DJ and you couldn't stand it. You left the show. Has there been an instance where a DJ has actually made you leave a show before?
Definitely.
Yeah?
Oh, for sure.
So what do they do?
They're not picking good tracks. They're not playing well. They're like on the mic, stopping the music. Like they're not creating an environment for me, you know? Like I don't want to be in my groove and then suddenly Kyle's on the fucking mic. You know? Like, put your fucking hands up. The drop. So yeah, if you suck, you suck. Like I'm sorry. So the worst DJ I've ever seen.
Yes.
GTA.
Really?
At EDC.
Oh
it
my
was
God.
The worst. It was the worst. He was just talking on the mic the whole time. Music was bad. Everything was bad. One of my least favorite sets. And Hippie Sabotage. I walked out of that show too. Some producers are just good at producing and they're not good at DJing. And some DJs are good at DJing and they're not good at producing.
Where do you see the scene going in Denver in the near future? Let's say maybe in the next year. We're sitting here. Who's going to be headlining Temple and who's going to be doing Fillmore?
Ooh, that's tough because in the next year, Meow Wolf is going to be a thing as well.
Right.
I think we're right at the cusp of like people breaking out of the mainstream and going back to the underground. That's what I'm waiting for. The underground's always going to be there. The mainstream comes and goes. I definitely think people are liking funky music a lot more, like the funky house music people are vibing to a lot more.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people that listen to bass music are kind of transitioning into drum and bass a little bit. And break beats. And honestly, I feel like a lot of those like older genres, kids these days have never even heard them. So I don't see myself crazy in a different place in a year. You never know, but I'm working on my music and I'm trying to keep my name out there, and I think my following is growing a little bit. So I'm hoping to just maintain, honestly.
Well, we're talking to Miss Ashley, aka Queen Beats. She's a force, a fucking force, and you'll learn a lot from the way that she mixes, just like you're hearing it right now on Morningwood. Coming up! Woo! And we're done! Yay! Jacob, do your thing. You're good. Cut. And cut.